Paul, you talked about how professional your side were against Slough last week. How do you take that into this week?
Oh, same again. Same again. You know, it's a great game to play in. We're prepared. We're fully fit, other than Dylan. We're looking forward to it. So we just go down there and do our best.
Yeah, how have preparations been this week, and what's the mood around the training ground at the moment?
Yeah, very good. The mood's relaxed because it's not in our hands. It's 3 teams above us, so you know there's no pressure. We're relaxed. We train very well. I've got the team in my head that I'm going to play, and the subs, and we'll go down there and look forward to what hopefully is a very good game.
Yeah, you talked about the other teams around you at the moment. So Worthing are playing Eastbourne as well. So you're going to have half an eye on that one throughout the game. You're going to have sort of live feeds into your ear.
Definitely not. No, definitely not. That all will become apparent at 4:45 tomorrow anyway. So there's only one thing on my mind, and that's Torquay United.
Yeah, and for you, looking into this game, what have your preparations been like on Truro? What do you know about them, and how do you think you're going to hurt them?
Well, obviously, I know a lot about them. I signed a lot of their players. I'm very familiar with a lot of their players. They're having a fantastic season. It's like anything. I've watched them, and we'll go down there and give as good an account of ourselves as we possibly can.
Yeah, and talking about your time at Truro, obviously first came back down there. What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be very, very good. It's sold out, I believe. I know that we're taking down a huge following, which will be great. Both teams are trying to achieve something, so I'm sure the atmosphere will be great.
Like I say, only the one injury prospect for tomorrow, so how healthy is it going into the final couple of games of the season, knowing you've got a 99% full fit squad?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, there's tough decisions to make, and there's going to be players who are disappointed to not be starting. There'll also be players who are disappointed to not be in the squad. Unfortunately, that's the way football is. So we're in a good place physically.
Interesting to hear that you already sort of know your team that you're going to be taking down there tomorrow. How do you help with that sort of rotation in the next couple of games, or is there going to be no rotation?
Well, I can't say because I don't know what happens tomorrow injury-wise, or if someone has a bad game or whatever. So I can't preempt rotations. All I know is, we're fit other than Dylan Morgan. We've worked on the team that's playing tomorrow, and we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, I mean, look at sort of tomorrow, and it's going to be a West Country derby. Are you expecting a feisty affair, perhaps?
I have no idea. I have no idea. There's 2 honest teams who will be going at it to try and get 3 points.
Yeah. Is it one of these games where you sort of don't need to encourage the players to sort of get up for it?
Listen. It's not about motivating players, encouraging players. I think everyone knows. Everyone who's going to be there tomorrow, including the players, the fans, they know how important the game is if you want to go on and achieve something this season. So, listen, we're as prepared as we possibly can be. We've left no stone unturned, and we're going down there in good spirits. But we're playing against a very, very good football team who've got an exceptional home record. So, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and of course, I heard Jay Falston yesterday talking about how important the Yellow Army are for them. Going into this game, then, think about 600 Torquay fans are, maybe even more.
I'm sure there'll be a few more than that. So, no, look, they've been tremendous all season. Absolutely tremendous. Home and away. We know how much it costs to come and watch us play, and we're very appreciative of that. And all we can do tomorrow is work as hard as we possibly can and run as hard as we possibly can. And what will be. Listen, there's 3 outcomes. We'll win, we'll lose, or we'll draw. So it's but as long as we work hard, the fans will be there for us.
Paul, thank you.
No problem.
You always approach your games one game at a time. You're very particular about one game. We tried to get you talking a few weeks ago about the big game at Truro, but it was then, it was Chesham, but it's here now. You wouldn't be human if you weren't feeling a little bit more excitement about this one, given what's happened in the past. You must be really up for this.
I would like to think that I'm up for every game that I'm involved in, and always have been. Truro will always have a place in my heart. I had 5 years there, 5 tough years at times, or some tough years. And after the game, there'll be people I definitely want to catch up with. At the end of the day, right, it's 3 points. You don't get any more points for winning tomorrow. It's a game that we're really looking forward to. You know, it's a top of the table game. Much rather be playing in that than a relegation game or a mid-table dead rubber. So, look, we're looking forward to it, definitely.
And at the start of the season, when you sat down and looked at the other teams in the division, did you envisage that Truro would have this good a season? I know, you know, they were obviously contenders. They may have got into the playoffs, but to have a season this good, did you foresee that?
No, but I'm not sure I foresaw where we would end up as well. So they're having a fantastic season. They've got some top talent. They're managed very well, and there's no expectation on them either. You know, it's pressure free. You know, so it's but I'm pleased for them having a great season.
You've beaten them twice this season. Do you think either or both of those games has any bearing? Obviously, one was a trophy game, wasn't it? And one was a league match. It's quite a while since those two games.
Yeah.
Do you think they have any bearing, either from their point of view or from ours?
It's got no bearing from. I can't speak about them. It's got no bearing from my point of view.
Right.
I think we'll all be in agreement. Both games are very, very tight.
Yeah.
I think the FA Trophy game. I mean, arguably, Truro could have won that day.
Yeah.
With the goal that was disallowed, and the New Year's Day game was decided from a moment of brilliance, really. But again, there wasn't a great deal to choose between the teams on the day, so you know, there's nothing to suggest anything different tomorrow.
No.
I'm just wondering, do the players know what the team is tomorrow, and when do you normally let them know?
The players know what the team is for tomorrow. Yeah, I try to do it 24 hours before kick-off. There's not to say at times when I don't do it at 1:30 on a Saturday. Rarely I've done it 48 hours before, but very rarely. So yeah, I like to name it 24 hours before. I think it gives. It doesn't, even though I played a long time ago, it doesn't feel that long ago. I would always like a day to get over the disappointment of if I'm not in the starting 11. You know, then I can come in fully focused on the game. It gives you that chance to be disappointed and be angry and frustrated, which you should be. And I also think it gives the boys who are starting, you know, some might not have thought they were starting, so it gives them time to prepare as well. So I like to do it 24 hours before. It's not always as easy as that.
Sure, thank you.
And as today's training session, that the timing of it has played a factor in that. You know, obviously you've trained today already. Yeah. You've sent them off. See you tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Did that factor into the naming it?
Yeah. So it obviously feels like a Friday morning.
Yeah.
This morning,
rather than turning up on the coach and saying, "Oh, by the way, this is the team."
Yeah. I would never name the team on the bus.
No.
Sometimes if there's difficult decisions to make, say it at 1:30 and get out of the change room as quick as you can.
Yeah. So you've trained today.
We've trained.
Yeah.
We're ready. Yeah, we trained on the pitch today.
Yeah. Julian happy?
No. Never happy. Makes me look positively jovial. But no, we're good. We're good. We're looking forward to it. There's no. Very relaxed actually. It feels like a very calm camp.
The fact that John Askey's saying, look, there's no pressure on us, no one expected us to be here. They're top of the table. Usually the team at the top of the table is under pressure because of that point. You can argue, and you've made the point, that in some ways, because it's not in our hands, the pressure thing, if you want to call it that. I mean, do you think the pressure actually, when the old whistle goes at 3:00, it's what's happening in front of you, and all the other stuff just disappears? And
I think it's who plays well on the day.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, and the pressure of before the match disappears then.
Absolutely. Yeah. As soon as that whistle goes, you're not thinking of pressure.
No.
You're definitely.
No.
It can affect the way you do things individually. Definitely. I would argue that. I mean, the expectation levels, you know, in Truro might be enjoying their season. They're above us in the league, and you know it's in their own hands to win the league. So there will be pressure on them.
Neil Warnock said at the start of the season he was going to have an afternoon on the pop side before the season was out. You reckon we'll have him over there on Monday?
Monday's his last chance, I think.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Last chance to be sure of afternoon on the pop side.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. He might regret saying that. I'm not sure. No, I've actually had a coffee with him this morning. I had a good chat with him this morning. So I'll speak to him tomorrow before the game. I'll ask him.
Remind him.
I will do. Yeah, I will.
He popped in today.
Yes, Neil was here today. Yeah, comes for the big games.
Well, his daughter's getting married tomorrow, isn't she?
She's getting married tomorrow. Yeah,
So he's got a wedding to go to. So,
absolutely. Yeah. But no, he's been about. I speak to him on the phone all the time anyway. But he came in and had a coffee and a bite to eat today.